Richician!
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and I am profiling my March 2013 format Dark Magician deck. Yes, this is what I played for a little bit during Dragon Ruler format. Not that I encountered full power Dragon Rulers back then, although I did encounter Dragoonity Ruler and Dragon Ruler Plant, I think, but that was with Dark Magician Hero. But yeah, I did play pure Dark Magician again for a bit, like earlier in the format and nearer the end of the format, as part of the celebrations for 10 years since I got into the game. But yeah, let's just show how the deck was. I like to think it was kind of similar to how I played it back then, well, back in the older days, but with some synchros and exceses. So I've got two Dark Magicians, a single copy of Dark Magician Girl, two copies of Skilled Dark Magician, the Tricky, Oracle of the Sun, two copies of Break the Magical Warrior, a single copy of Gagaga Magician, just so I could try and do some rank 7 plays with the deck, three copies of Gravekeeper's Spy, a single copy of Gravekeeper's Guard, two copies of Old Vindictive Magician, and two copies of Apprentice Magician. That does complete my Apprentice engine, unless you want to include Effect Veiler. Just one copy, and the last monster I play is Treeborn Frog. So that's it for the monsters. On with the spells. So for spells, I have three copies of Magical Dimension, Spellcaster Staple, Allure of Darkness, then a Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, the Spell Trinity, main spell Trinity I should say from back then, a single copy of Pot of Avarice for recycling, Shame Magician of Faith was still banned at that point, and two copies of Pot of Duality, then Smashing Ground, Book of Moon, two MSTs, and Scapegoats. And that's it for spells. On with traps. So yeah, it's a pretty simple trap lineup. Two copies of Mirror Force, a single copy of Call of the Haunted, and two copies of Fiendish Chain. And now for the extra deck. Of the extra deck, I actually have Shooting Star Dragon, purely because, because I can actually make this card. Then of course Stardust Dragon to go with Shooting Star, then Four Ruler Archfiend, Red Dragon Archfiend, Black Rose Dragon, and a single copy of Supreme Arcanite Magician, then Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, Tempest Magician, Armades, Keeper of Boundaries. Now, I have no idea if this would have been legal in Dragon Ruler format, because it came out in Judgment of the Light, which was nearer the end of the format. Knowing my luck, it probably isn't, but not a problem otherwise. It can be replaced with a Catasta, But not that it matters, since this deck is going to be pretty much retired. And finally, Formula Synchron, to help tune with Stardust Dragon to make Shooting Star Dragon. Okay, now Effect Veiler is of course my only tuner, but you know, the options are there if I don't use it for its hand trap effect. Now I do have 5 Xyz monsters in here, starting with number 11 Big Eye, and Adrius, Tiraz. I love how I've got all 3 keepers in here, Utopia, and finally Digusto Emerald. And that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and a comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't subbed already. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for when I profile my September 2013 Dark Magician deck. See you shortly. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Richician YouTube channel.